That made me feel a certain type of way.
If the beat got cut, excuse me, ma'am, do you know D? She's saying D what? I'm yelling D's nuts. Now bring the beat back.
Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Just Gonna Send It, and we just got back from our vacation in Montana, so you know that means we're gonna start grinding videos again. I hope you guys have all been doing great. I still cannot believe the growth on the channel. We just broke 3,000 subs. Like we just broke 2,000 not too long ago. I am glad that you guys are enjoying this content, and so we are going to bust our ass to keep on growing. Like I said in our recent reactions, we're going to start opening up and start reacting to more stuff. Now, I got a suggestion from my good friend Foxtrot6, and it is the first Medal of Honor ever recorded. Now, I don't know what I'm going to be watching going into this, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to smack that like button right on the bottom. Comment down below what else you'd like to see me react to. Like I said, we're going to keep doing bow videos, but we're going to open it up to some more stuff. And also, if you don't mind, hit that sub button. Let's see if we can get 4,000 by the end of August. That'd be crazy. It's a stretch, but let's see if we can do it. Also, if you don't mind, check me out on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, anything else that you guys would like. All of them will be linked below. I'm a full-time content creator, so any of those follows on those help me out a ton. I love you. Keep fucking sending it. So like I said before, this is the first Medal of Honor ever recorded. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it.
Chapman, a U.S. Air Force combat controller, and the SEALs are attempting to rescue their lost teammate. You'll watch Chapman's heroic actions as he saves the lives of his entire SEAL team and then another 18 members of a quick reaction force, earning America's highest award, the Medal of Honor.
This sounds like it's about to get crazy.
Chapman and the SEALs exfil their MH-47 helicopter. John is the second individual to exit and immediately moves in the direction of the summit. He can be seen moving off to the right of the screen, alone. The team is taking heavy fire from every direction, as indicated by the arrows, as Chapman begins engaging targets. You can see spent cartridges ejecting from his M4. Chapman then begins closing with the enemy, forcing his way upslope in knee and thigh-deep snow. He is constantly under fire as he does this. Chapman's team leader begins to close on Chapman, following his trail through the snow. The dark mass above Chapman is a fortified bunker containing two enemy fighters, each armed with AK-47s, who are firing down on the team in the darkness.
Oh, this is okay.
This bunker.
That makes complete sense. So this is in the dark. I was like in daylight, this no shot. Like, this is crazy. I mean, it's crazy regardless, but I mean, in the dark, it definitely makes a little more sense how they're able to maybe evade some of these shots. I kind of wish that, I mean, clearly you can't tell right away, but it would be cool to see like where they are. I could imagine where they're getting shot from, but like how clear they are. I don't know if that's one up top above the red circle. It's kind of hard to tell. There also looks like there could be one right out in here. I'm not 100% sure, so we'll keep watching.
Sevens who are firing down on the team in the darkness. This bunker will come to be known as Bunker Number 1. To the left of the tree and Bunker 1 is another gray mass. This is a rock outcropping that came to be called the Boulder. Between Bunker 1 and this boulder can be seen the body of slain SEAL Neil Roberts, the man Chapman and the others are attempting to recover. Chapman, still alone and closest to the enemy, pauses to engage targets as his team leader follows him, but never actually catches up with him. Chapman, on his own, now makes the decision to charge directly into the enemy bunker, despite withering point-blank fire. Chapman, now literally on top of the enemy, engages the two combatants and kills them, saving the lives of the remaining SEALs. He does this from a distance of no more than 10 feet. These actions by themselves earned him his first Medal of Honor. He then climbs into and takes control of the bunker. Having cleared the immediate threat, Chapman is then joined by his team leader in Bunker 1. You can then see Chapman and his team leader engaging the next bunker, known as Bunker 2, which is situated to the left edge of the screen. This bunker, manned by a handful of Chechen and Uzbek fighters, also contains a heavy PKM machine gun, hand grenades, and rocket-propelled grenades. John Chapman is shot twice at this time in the torso and collapses, incapacitated. You are now looking at a new angle, and at the left of the screen can be seen the two-man fire team and team leader on top of the boulder. Just below it is Bunker 1 with the mortally wounded Chapman. One SEAL can be seen firing his modified M60 machine gun from the hip into Bunker 2 on the right side of the screen until he is struck by grenade shrapnel and tumbles 10 feet off the top of the boulder, collapsing at the feet of his team leader, thus setting off a chain of events that would lead to the SEALs abandoning Chapman on the summit.
Holy
The wounded
Jesus.
SEAL and the team leader can be seen conferring about his injuries. Moments later, the SEALs decide to retreat from the summit because their position is untenable in the face of continued massive enemy firepower. They can be seen moving toward the right side of the screen and passing the body of Neil Roberts. Unfortunately, the SEALs do not pass John Chapman, who is above them and inside Bunker 1. This angle shows 3 SEALs in a triangle. The larger black heat signature is a smoke grenade. Just to its left is a donkey and dead Al-Qaeda fighter killed by Chapman. The steepness of the mountain can be seen as the SEALs begin to slide down the near sheer face.
I know this is a little bit different than the reactions that we've been doing, and like for this, clearly I was never in the military. My dad always suggested it. I personally just didn't think that I was made for the military. I'm also 6'4" and a quarter ton of fun, so I'm a pretty big target. So, but this is like, I couldn't imagine, let alone the fact it's dark, you're on a hillside that has snow up to your knees, you're being shot at by guns, you have grenades thrown at you, like you don't know. There could very easily be somebody 20 feet away from you. You wouldn't know until like maybe it's too late. I don't know if this was before NVG technology, so I don't know if they have that. I don't remember hearing anything about it, but I mean, this is like, I have the utmost respect for anybody that joins the military, Air Force, Marine, anything, any of that. Like, this is wild. Like, I mean, it's crazy because it's like, you're like, oh, I see this in the movies, but this is like real shit. This is like actually happening. They're going through it right now. And like, all we see are these specs, but they're down there going through all this shit.
The team leader, desperate for relief and now with 2 wounded teammates, asks for uncontrolled airstrikes from an orbiting Air Force AC-130 gunship. The impacts you see are from 105mm howitzer rounds being fired onto the ridgetop in order to save the remaining SEALs. Because neither the SEALs nor gunship know Chapman is alive, he is experiencing these detonations from his position. At approximately 5:20 in the morning, Chapman recovers and begins to engage the enemy. Bunker 1 is on the right side center of the screen and Bunker 2 to the left near the screen center. It will never be known what caused his incapacitation and recovery. Of the 2 rounds that originally wounded him, at least one was mortal, and at this time he is experiencing severe blood loss and shock. Despite that, he begins his one-man stand against 24 enemy combatants. During this time, Chapman initiates a series of radio calls, many of which are heard by a fellow combat controller and teammate of his and Delta Force operators on a nearby summit. Despite this combat controller's replies, Chapman never acknowledges whether because of damage to his equipment or himself will never be known. This new angle and footage shows Chapman at the top, identified by the green dot under the tree at Bunker 1. The lower center of the screen shows the first enemy fighter who is about to charge Chapman in the hopes of killing the American. The timestamp at the bottom shows it is now 6:05 in the morning and fully light. He's been fighting alone now for 40 plus minutes and has received more gunshot and shrapnel wounds as a result of the fierce combat. This scene shows the second of several enemy charges. In this stunning display of determination and courage, Chapman can be seen fighting hand to hand with the fighter. In the larger screen display can be seen additional enemy moving on to the summit. But right now, John Chapman is fighting for his life. 6 minutes later, in this new shot, Chapman can hear another helicopter approaching the summit. He is in the bottom center of the screen underneath the tree and can be seen in the magnified inset box as he begins his desperate final stand to save the lives of the 18 men on the helicopter. The red dots are enemy fighters. John begins engaging the enemy in multiple directions and is rapidly approaching the last of his ammunition. The helicopter contains a quick reaction force comprised of Rangers, pararescuemen, and another combat controller. It is now 6:13 and the helicopter is short final. The enemy is desperately trying to displace Chapman so they can put heavy weapons or rocket-propelled grenades in Bunker 1 while simultaneously engaging the helicopter. With the choice to save his life or the lives of his unknown comrades, Chapman makes the decision to climb out of the bunker and begin firing in multiple directions as can be seen in the inset. Suffering from as many as a dozen wounds, Chapman is in fact already in the process of dying. As he fights, the helicopter is struck by a rocket-propelled grenade and makes a remarkable controlled crash just below Chapman and the summit. Chapman, now off-screen, continues to cover his comrades as they pour out of the stricken helicopter. Some of them are fatally shot as they exit. These images, with Chapman fighting the enemy at close quarter, are the last to show him alive and in this heroic act, thus qualifying for his second Medal of Honor. Ultimately, Chapman would expend all but the last few rounds of his ammunition, until, finally, after 16 bullet and shrapnel wounds, Chapman succumbs when he is shot through the heart. We will never know his final thoughts or words, but what we do know is his decisions and actions single-handedly saved the lives of 23 comrades. For more information about John Chapman's amazing story and the details about this mission, visit danschillingbooks.com or your favorite book retailer to obtain a copy of the Chronicle of his life, Alone at Dawn.
Oh my God, that got me.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
We're not watching the Joe Rogan Experience. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting coming into that, but watching all of that and just feeling deep down inside me like, holy fuck, like what is he going through mentally, emotionally? I mean, physically, we know, first off, how did he overcome the first two wounds and have that resurgence to come out? And I know that this is I feel that this is a mindset going into the military that, Jesus, you know that there might be a situation like that. And to know that he's sitting there on that hillside fighting for his life, but let alone at that point, I feel like he knew what was going to happen to him. And he did everything he could to save his family. That is his family. Oh my God, that was... I don't know. That's hard. It's hard to talk on that because I like I said, it's such a heroic thing for him to do. But I also, in my mind, I wish that he would have been able to make it out of that, and that could go for every situation in the military where we lose lives. I just just see it from that perspective, and for them to have that, the thing that was showing him getting pushed by the enemy, and then the hand-to-hand combat, for him to continue to experience what I could only imagine was hell, and for him to keep fighting for them to be able to get away. Like, that is one of the most unreal fucking things I've ever seen. All I can say is like I said, I got so much props for anybody that goes into the military. And I know that, you know, in situations, not everybody would have done that, or it may not have worked out that way, but I just want to thank any of our veterans and anybody that's active military or Jesus. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all very much.
Give them a mouthful of these nuts. Hold on, that joke sound better if the beat got cut. Excuse me, ma'am, do you know D? She's saying D what? I'm yelling D's nuts. Now bring the beat back.